Good morning. Well, they're wrapping up the Olympics. I didn't think I was going to watch that much, but I really got glued. Lot of fun watching. I call them kids, but there's some like LeBron James, 39 years old, and playing like a 25-year-old. Unbelievable. It's just amazing. And teamwork, that's important. We got to get back to teamwork. So here we go. That's all I'm going to say. Here's the TBM 930. We're at Kernville. And let me make a correction. Yesterday I talked about Emerson flying in and out of Kernville, but I think actually he went in and out of Kern, which is just over the hill here to the left, over near Mojave, a little bit north of where we're going to land. And possibly they had lights there. I don't see any lights along this runway, so that might have been a factor. Sorry about the throat. Got to clear it. So I thought about the flight I took yesterday, and it's just not what I would call safe, what anybody would call safe. So we got to go inside here. We have it this flight going down to Tehachapi. I wanted to go by Tehachapi, point out Bakersfield, which is off to the right. I don't know the terrain. Haven't done a lot of flying around this area, so we need at least 8,000 feet. So let's get the autopilot ready to take us up to 8,500 feet. Let's see what our heading is. Direct down here, 172. So it's 7,500 feet, and 7,500 may or may not clear everything. So we might have to just pop up a little higher. I think it'll get us over this initial hill right here. Actually, if we go straight out, then it's probably going to be this far hill here. It goes up to at least 7,000 feet, and it's all right when you're out in the boondocks to fly 500 feet over something. So we're going to try to fly a little bit safer, and this then is going to go on nav. It's going to fly straight, take us straight. If we click that, takes us straight to Tehachapi, and we're going to climb at about, let's put it at 1,500 feet a minute. And I pointed out a few things on the lake as we took off, and I thought called it a new subdivision. It's campsites. They've got a really nice campsites along the lake, and it's not a subdivision on the left side of the lake as we head south. And then I see there was something upgraded down here by the dam, so we'll look over in there and see what they have handcrafted, so to speak, over there. So let's go outside, take the brakes off. Let me just double check I got everything right. I got the climb. We're going to go to 7,500 feet. We will be at odd 1,500 because we're flying southeast. If we were flying southwest, we'd want to be at 8,500, even 1,500. So some of the rules I can remember, some I can't. So we'll try to fly by the book. And we won't be exactly there. I'm not going to land at the racetrack again. We've talked about that enough, and no need to be setting poor examples. Okay, here we go. Outside, full power. And when we get the airspeed indicator over here in the left corner, get it in the white. We can look back at it coming off. Wheels up, flaps up. Say goodbye to Kern. Say goodbye to Kernville. And then we won't turn the autopilot on right away. We'll just stay low. I mentioned that the lake, the town of Kernville was where the lake was going, so they had to move the town. And I see that the town looks like it moved over here to the right. I spotted this little area, but the village expands. This probably is a little subdivision out here. This looks like it might be downtown. And then we'll head on south. I think the improvements. The town is not bad. This all looks normal. Looks like a launch area over in here. So the original town, I don't know, the lake was probably done in the 50s. I saw that, but I've forgotten it. So anyway, and then here's the campsites. I thought they were putting in a new subdivision. These are all campsites along here. Really nice. Nice. We got the sun in the east because I'm flying in the morning now. And then there's going to be something down here that's they handcrafted. And then we're going to turn on the autopilot and let it fly itself. We'll go ahead and do that right now. Turned on the autopilot. Climbing like a homesick angel. Double check the autopilot's on. Let's see here, autopilot. Okay, there we go. Autopilot's on. And we're almost at 7,500 feet. And I can turn off the bird diverter right there. So what was down here that was handcrafted, maybe the little town below here. So we'll fly over and we'll intercept the course. And we're at 7,500 feet. I can't see what was handcrafted down there. It all looks normal. This is Bakersfield, is right over there. And we'll get on course here. Look, we're gonna see the yeah, we'll stay to the right of there because the course, we're coming in on the course. I can see the line coming in. We can look on here. You can see us intercepting at a 45-degree angle to the course. And then it's coming right to track the course down to Tehachapi. And let's see what we're doing in speed. We're doing 250 knots. That's about right for this machine. We're within the speed limit. Yeah, it looks like this hill right here. We're going to have to just adjust the altitude hold to get over that. And then we're going to, while it's doing that, we'll get this and we'll come in here and see. While we got it on autopilot, we don't need to be, the autopilot's flying the airplane. We're going on course here. We'll click this. We're going to click nearest airport and click airport. And when we get ready, it's not in view yet, but it's KOO. It's not in view yet, so we're not quite there yet. So we'll do that when we get down by. So let's take it off the autopilot, fly around the edge of the mountain. And then we'll click the autopilot back on, and it'll take us to Tehachapi. We'll look around here a little bit. And as soon as we clear that, turn the autopilot back on, go back on the tail, and autopilot back on. That's the highest peak, and what were we at there? We popped up to 8,000. Now we have to turn the vertical speed down. Vertical speed right here, and go down at 800 feet a minute. That ought to do it. That'll take us down to 7,500. We'll level off at 7,500. And I see the ridge we're going to fly over to fly over Tehachapi. And we can take a look back. Can't see the lake anymore, but it would be back in there. Kernville would be just over the hills over here. I bet it's because of the lights that Red Emerson flew in and out of Kernville. I don't know exactly where his mill would be, but it would be logical that he'd have it over near 395 is over there to get the mill products either north or south going out of there. Probably most of his mill products went to LA from there. And we'll look over toward Bakersfield. And again, what got me interested in Willow Springs is a guy named Hilton, and not the Hilton Hotels, but he had a race car. I think he won the United States Road Racing Championship. And his son was a friend of mine, and the son came to San Jose Piper, where I was instructing and going to San Jose State, finishing my degree, and doing a little flight instructing to make ends meet. He walked in and he wanted to rent an airplane. So I said, what are you going to do? He says, I'm flying down to Mojave, Willow Springs Racetrack. So this was 1968. So his driver, Chuck Parsons, is retired. And anyway, they were running a Shelby Mustang. I guess they just call it Mustangs back then. For the pony cars, it was called the Trans Am series. Very, very popular series. And it turned out my friend Mark Donahue, and I didn't know Penske back then. I'd never met him. I'd heard about him, but I'd never met him. Mark, I knew. He wasn't a close friend, but we knew each other, and he'd give me a ride in his Corvette when I was home on the weekend from the Navy. Unbelievable. That was the second fastest ride. The fastest ride I've ever had was at Willow Springs in the Hilton Racing's Mustang with Ron Dykes, Mr. Clean. He shaved his head back then, which was unusual. And he gave me a ride around that track at Willow Springs. We'll go low over that. And you see, this is a much safer flight. Now we're getting down here where we can look up, see LOO right there. That's over near where the airport is. So go fly direct to LOO and activate LOO. See our course change right here to LOO. And the racetrack is just to the right. They've got a couple little hills there. So now we're heading, and so we aren't looking for airports up here, which is flat out dangerous. Here's the airport at Tehachapi, and they got two airports up in here. One of them, I think, takes the gliders up to catch ridge lift off of these mountains, so they have a lot of glider work. Got a lot of air moves through here. This gets really hot over here, so it sucks the cooler air over the hills from the ocean. And this is Highway 58, I think, 58 or 68, goes from Bakersfield over and goes past Edwards Air Force Base. And anyway, we get you to Las Vegas. If you're going to Phoenix, you might continue south on 5 down to Highway 10, and 10 will take you over to Phoenix. So here you see all the windmills. You can tell that a lot of air movement goes across here with all these windmills up here catching the air. So now we can drop down to 5,000. So we'll go inside and we'll take take the altitude down to, let's go down to 44. We could go down to 5,500 initially. There we go. And down at 1,000 feet a minute. And we got the autopilot is on. Yep, we're going down 1,000 feet a minute. And that's all you have to do. And I realize I should be flying this airplane more. And this is looking back at Tehachapi. And the road going down to Inyokern kind of goes right down through that little draw down there. Inyokern would be over in there someplace. So we're dropping down. We're going to get down. We could increase the rate of descent, but we're doing all right. And I think the racetrack, we're going to find the racetrack down, maybe right just to the right here, right about in there. And Lancaster would be down in here. Palmdale would be over in there. Edwards Air Force Base is right there. Well, I'm not sure how 395 comes across here to Edwards. This could be Edwards here. I'm looking for a dry lake bed. So that could be Edwards right over there. This was the mountain I was going over yesterday. I got over a lot of mining activity there. And that's not where Willow Springs is. This looks almost like a racetrack here, but it's not. And then we can look here at the distance to go, 7 nautical miles. And I still don't see a racetrack. We'll keep an eye out here. Make sure we don't slip past. And we're down to 5,000. We can take the autopilot off. Click off the autopilot. Slow down the power. Bring the power off. So we should see 33CA is right there on the right. So it's right off to our right. See what happens when you look inside and you got it off of the autopilot, it starts diving. So let's see the runway here that we were gonna land at. See if it's right back there. I don't see it there. Maybe it's right over in here. I can see the racetrack. So we'll fly over the racetrack. And then we'll look again for the runway. And I set up to fly right down the front straight here. And Ken Miles, I talked about Ken Miles getting killed on this track after he actually won the Le Mans, but they did the deal with the three GT40 Fords. So I landed right there on the front straightaway. And what's wrong with that is that they could have a drone down there, they could have anything down there to cause an accident. So we won't do that anymore. We'll look back. They end up, rather than have grandstands and pit area, they've got houses down there right now. Okay, now let's put it on heading. Actually, what we can do, just pretend that we're on. We'll just look at the track right here, and so we can put this on hold and go inside. Let's go inside. Let's see here. It won't go inside. There we go. So we need to catch LOO again and go direct to LOO, activate direct. There it is, a little left turn to go over there. And that's at 065 degrees to go direct to LOO, and that's where we'll land, and they would pick us up over there. So we turn on the autopilot, and we got the power back, and so now we're going to go here and click this off and see if it yeah, it's going over to track that back to that airport. Now we'll go outside and watch it get on course. Here's the heading, 065. We'll look down at the track again. Yeah, you can buy that racetrack right now. And we'll cut the power back to get it slowed down so we can land. And we're flying right to the airport. Actually, I saw a little light right there. There it is. Okay, then we're going to fly downwind, take the autopilot off, and we'll land back, follow the road for our downwind leg. They might have a right traffic here because you have the town on this side, so they'd keep the airplanes over on this side. That would be on the airport information, and we won't worry about that right now. And we're down to 100. Come on back with some power. We could look back at the airport information on our computer and it would tell us the height, but this feels about right. We're probably about, I'm guessing that the airport is going to be at about 2,500 feet. And we got it down, so we flap and gear coming down. Okay, now get back on the tail, make two 90-degree turns. We'll just round it out. This looks like 395 going right here and going on up to the Owens Valley. And we'll look out and see how we're doing on our runway. Looking pretty good. Looking for landing at about 2,500 feet, maybe 2,000 feet. Now we'll get back on the tail. Flaps down all the way. Much better than landing on the drag strip. Thrust reverse. Little brake. Flaps up. So I don't know whether that's the hill over there where the track is. Need some brakes here. So that's called the safe way to do it. We'll just go right in here and park. Pretend like we're closest to the track right here. And I don't know what these buildings are, but that's the way. This looks like it got access to roads here that'll go over to the track. Cut the engine. And just look around the, we're at the bottom of the Owens Valley. This we'd call this the Mojave Desert, right in here. Yep. Lancaster is south. We're headed. Our nose is heading south, so Lancaster's down that way. Palmdale's over that way. Then over this ridge, mountain ridge here, would be LA. Would be down in there. Okay, that's all she wrote. And we'll look here. Get a little look back down the runway here. And get ready for some racing. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.